Hello, Aquarius. I'm so sorry again. I do not know what's going on today. This is my third time trying to tape your reading. It's almost like you guys must really need this reading for this to be happening. But we're going to get this reading taped, okay? Let me just hurry up and say that I appreciate all of your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and comments. It really does help my channel grow. This is a collective reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. Roles are interchangeable and reversible. If it's a male card like a Knight of Wands, it doesn't mean that a female can't be in that energy. Vice versa. Apply the rules as they resonate with you. And if they don't try to force them. This may not be your reading. Check back in for other future readings. Those may relate to you better. Okay? I just want to get started because I don't want us to run into any more issues. These are the same cards that I drew for you, okay? I already had Sage, drew your cards, and the video kept shutting off. So we're going to get started. Your first card is the card of your concerns that are facing you now. This is what's on your mind, your immediate concerns. It's the Chariot. You feel like it's a race against time. You feel like some of you are probably just really worried about a situation. You want victory, but the energies that some of you are having is lack of self-discipline, lack of energetic focus. The universe is saying if this is something that you want, you're going to have to put in some work. It's not just going to happen. And don't pass by the needs of others while you're on your way. I know you're focused on this one thing that you really feel you need to get done for yourself, but don't forget about the people that love you, because then that'll cause you problems in other areas of your life. The Spirit is saying have confidence, have willpower and control. And the Spirit is saying if you're having difficulties with someone in your life, please do try to rectify that, because by harnessing and uniting opposing energies, it will free up a lot of the stress in your life, and maybe you and certain people can actually work together for a common cause to get done what you're trying to do. Don't go in the wrong direction. Stay on course, stay focused, okay? This seems to be something that's very important to you that you're thinking about right now. The universe wants you to stay focused and keep good energy and do all the right things. And whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's going to be yours. Okay, Aquarius? Obstacles facing you, 8 of Cups. Some of you recently had to let go of something, or either you were let go. You're learning to let go of the things that no longer serve you. Some of you are leaving an old reality and pursuing a new one. Now, letting go of things that no longer could serve you could be a belief, the way you act, a bad habit. It could be a person. It could be a job. You have to know what is no longer serving you and let those things go. Even if it's something that you've believed your whole life, if that thought or that belief is causing you trouble, then maybe you need to see other ways of thinking and not be afraid to allow those things into your mind and be open to new ideas. Don't try to escape the problem by avoiding it. If you feel like it was something that you did that you could have did better, go back and fix it. If it's a relationship with a person, go back and admit what you did wrong and do things differently. You might find that you still have a chance, but if you just continue to avoid it, you're sending a message to a person that you may not care. For example, if it's a relationship and say deep down inside you really care about this person, but your pride or ego is preventing you from going back and saying, hey, I was wrong about that. You're sending them the message that you don't care, because if they're not hearing from you, they don't know what's in your mind. And I know for you guys, Aquarius, you guys hate to tap into emotions sometimes. But sometimes you need to open up and let people know how you feel, because you'll be surprised how many other people may feel the same way. And you'll be like, wow, I could have been said something. Communication is key, Aquarius. Don't feel abandoned. Don't feel disappointment. If the universe has separated you from a person, place, or thing, maybe it's time for you to Do some self-reflection. Look within yourself and heal some things that may be causing behaviors in you that may be affecting your life, or maybe even start to realize what you like and what you don't like. Okay? Maybe it's a situation you were in that just wasn't good for you. It just depends. You'll know how this resonates with you, Aquarius. The spirit is saying keep self-love, but also be open to love. Okay? You can't want love and push it away, Aquarius. This is what's known to you objectively. Judgment. Some of you are having a self-realization. Maybe you're realizing that there's some things about yourself that you might be like, wow, all this time I thought I was right in doing that, and maybe I wasn't. Aquarius, just know it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. We all go through it. It's called a death and a rebirth for a lot of us. It's called leveling up through karmic cycles. And I think you guys are starting to notice things about yourself that maybe you didn't realize before. You're understanding now about yourself that whatever you feel in your heart, it's okay to display those things. You don't have to hold back from fear. You're having total transparency. I see a lot of you are going to go back to situations that you've been in the past where maybe you didn't handle them the way you wish you had of, and you're going to muster up the courage to go back and show your authentic self. And people are going to be shocked. Because for a lot of you, Aquarius, a lot of people think you're cold-hearted and calculated when deep down inside you truly are not. You just have to learn how to express your emotions because, unfortunately, everyone's not a spiritual or mind reader, okay? The spirit says, lose the self-doubt. Stop hiding behind many masks, trying to pretend like you're something you're not, afraid that people may not accept you for who you are. That's far from the truth, because the ones who love you, they're going to love you just the way you are. Stop denying yourself and your loved ones of the experience of having the true you. When you hold back who you truly are, and Aquarius, you are a star child, okay? You prevent other people from enjoying you, the real you. Be you. If you're loving, if you're affectionate, be you. You'll be surprised at the response from the people that you thought would see you differently. It may even cause them to love and appreciate you that much more. A lot of you are hiding your true authentic self, and the spirit is telling me to tell you that part of your life must die so a new beautiful you can be born. The Hierophant is your next card, and this describes some of the past influences that were affecting the situation, okay? Let's see. Some of you have, like I said earlier in the reading, some of you have some outdated ways of thinking. Or you just feel like there's only one way to do things. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Seriously, okay? Aquarius, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. It's okay. It's totally okay to be open to new ideas, okay? Some of you are going to be seeking some formal training. I see a lot of you are going to be going into services for the spirit. Some of you may be going into teachings of religion and everything. I see that happening. You guys are on a spiritual growth stage of your life. A lot of you in the end of this are going to end up being healers yourself. Don't rebel. Like I said again, be open-minded to new ideas. It's all about compromise. You don't have to feel like you're giving up who you are just because you compromise for those who love you. Maybe a compromise would be for your better good as well. Don't be stuck in one way of doing things, okay? You have to be open to other people's feelings and emotions. It's not about control. It's about compromise. Leading in a way that makes people want to follow you. Okay? Don't have ego-based leadership. You guys are leaders, but you don't want it to be based off of your ego. Let your leadership be loving and kind. Your flock will be larger that way. You won't draw bees if you're carrying vinegar. You'll only draw bees if you're carrying honey, if that makes sense to you, Aquarius. These are past influences now fading away. The Fool. Some of you in the past have assumed, I'm right, you're wrong, I already got the answer. Not trying to hear nothing nobody else had to say. Spirit is saying that's leaving you now. You're learning that no one knows everything. You've made some rash and impulsive choices, some of you in the past, that's leaving you too. Some of you lacked experience in a certain situation. Maybe this was a new situation for you that you had never been in before. So you kind of felt like, but in your mind, you just always knew, like, I know what I'm doing. You were unable to trust other people to advise you. That's passing away from you now. You're learning to trust the people that love you to tell you the right things. And that's beautiful, Aquarius. New beginnings now, because that old is passing away. Potential for new adventures. Some of you are very enthusiastic about it. Now that you've let go of the parts of you that no longer serve you, you're like optimistic. You're awakening, like you feel brand new. I love that. New circumstances in the near future. The Six of Cups. If you look at the card, it shows a little boy with a dog, and then it shows a man with a dog. It's about growing. It's about growth. A lot of you have did a lot of maturing, a lot of growing up. Some of you may need to heal some old childhood wounds. You have to be able to connect your inner child with your future self. I would encourage you, if some of you have things from your childhood that really affected or bothered you, I would encourage you, please heal from those things. Because sometimes we got to speak to our inner child, okay? And let them know they're okay, because when you were a child and things may have been happening to you, in that moment, it was what was happening to you because you was a child and someone should have been protecting you or explaining things to you or making you feel safe, and they didn't. But now that you're an adult, you have control over the situations in your life. So now it's not so much of what's happening to you, it's how you're responding to it. When you feel yourself getting overwhelmed or upset, Aquarius, I want you to sit down and I want you to talk to your inner child. If your name happens to be Sarah, talk to little Sarah. That's just an example for you Sarahs out there watching. And let little Sarah know that you're okay, because little Sarah is all grown up and you have control over your life now. You're going to be reconnecting with people from your past. So don't be surprised if an old relationship comes back into your life or you're led towards them. There's going to be harmony between the two of you this time around, though, because you have a better understanding of yourself, whether it's a parent, a loved one, a friend. There's people from your past that you're going to start to reconnect with, but it's going to be right. The Spirit wants me to tell you, please remember to forgive yourself. Whatever wrongs that you've done, it's okay. We all make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Deal with your regrets, but don't stay stuck in them. Okay, Aquarius? You're healing now. Bright things are ahead of you if you just let them happen. This is your current state of mind. This talks about choices. There's going to be a lot of them. As you can see, he has 7 bowls. 7 of Cups. That means you're going to have several choices in your life. Don't be blocked by indecision or fear. If it's something you want, go for it. The worst thing that could happen is it don't work out and then you've confirmed to yourself that it's not for you. But don't stay trapped in your own mind where you never fight for your goals and then you always spend your whole life wondering, what if I would have did this? How would that have turned out? That's more pain for you than actually accepting that it just don't work. So I would encourage you, if it's certain things you want to try out that you've never done before, or if it's something you want to work hard towards, try it out. See if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't have fear of making the wrong choice. Just make a choice. If you make the wrong choice, who cares? That means it don't work for you and you learn from that and you don't make it again. You have to make wrong choices to learn what works for you. If you never make a choice at all, you never grow. The Spirit wants me to tell you to have faith, Aquarius. It's the need to move forward without knowing what the future holds. You're not supposed to know all the time. Of course, I'm here trying to help you out. But everybody don't have the gift to know, so listen. Take a chance. You may be surprised what you may find. But if you never take a chance, you'll always live in a world of not knowing. And who wants to live like that? This is your hopes and your fears. 2 of Pentacles. It talks about juggling things. Balance. Okay, Aquarius. I'm going to tell you right now. If any of you are out there trying to juggle more than one person, don't do it. It's not going to work out in your favor. There needs to be balance and harmony. I'm not saying you are, but if you are trying to be with 2 people at the same time, don't. If you're allowing work to control your life, like say you have a relationship, but you feel like most of your time is going towards your job and you're neglecting something, the Spirit's saying balance that out, because you don't want to end up with everything and not have anyone to share it with. You're juggling your obligations. You need to find an equilibrium and a balance. This is a fear of yours that you may be so into your abundance that you may be afraid that, Dad, if I stop focusing on that to get in this relationship, though I love this person, will I be able to do it? The Spirit is telling you you can do anything you put your mind to, Aquarius. Fear is the only thing holding you back. You need to prioritize. You need to slow down and stop committing to too many things. Think to yourself what's most important to you, and those are the things you need to commit to. One step at a time, one day at a time. And that was actually the circumstances surrounding the situation. That wasn't your hopes and fears. I'm sorry. This is the circumstances surrounding your situation. Now, you may be wanting to go towards something, but you're afraid that if you do, how can you do it all? Basically, you can. The spirit wants me to tell you, you can have it all. It's meant for you to have it all, Aquarius. Believe in yourself. So I apologize. This is actually things that are affecting your current situation right now. The worry of, can I do both things at the same time? Can I pursue this many things at the same time? Afraid of taking on something else, fear of failure, that you won't be able to do it. You can do it. You built tougher than you think you are. And this is actually your hopes and this is like a hope and or fear, but it looks like a fear of yours that you may have. She's blindfolded. And it's birds around her pulling the strings that's tying her hand. And the strings are so thin. And all she got to do is break. If the string's so thin, she could just move her hands if she wanted to and take the blindfold off so she could see what was in front of her. But for some reason, she's not. This may be your fear. Eight of Swords. Feeling stuck. The spirit is saying it's a time to open your eyes and unveil the truth. You know what's in front of you. You know what you're supposed to do, and you're stopping yourself from doing it. You're holding yourself back, Aquarius. You have more options than you thought you had. Some of you may need to get rid of an old story. You know, some of you may have had a childhood where you didn't have a lot of financial stability growing up. And so now you're stuck in that poor man's mentality. Or some of you may have come from a childhood where you were abused. So now you're afraid of love, thinking all love is going to be abusive. The spirit is saying get rid of old stories because you're walking into the newer part of your new life. Stop playing the victim sometimes and being helpless. You're bigger than that. You don't need to play victim. Even if somebody did mistreat you, move on from it. Lose that victim mentality or energy. For those of you who are doing that, you know who I'm talking to. If it doesn't relate to you, it doesn't relate to you. Don't make excuses to remain shackled. Break free. No one's holding you back but you, Aquarius. This describes the likely outcome. Knight of Swords. If all of you have done your healing and your footwork, you're going to be assertive. You're going to have intelligence and wit, determination. You're going to save the day. If it was something that looked like it wasn't going to work out somehow, some way, Aquarius, you're going to come through like a knight in shining armor and you're going to save the day and make everything work out right. And you're going to be shocked by yourself. You're going to be even in shock where everybody else in shock too. Like, oh my God, look at Aquarius. You're going to be assertive. You're going to be successful. If you've done your footwork. But if you're remaining in the dark, in the shadows, not growing, not accepting change, not accepting if you were wrong, not righting your wrongs, not working as a team, relying on your ego and your pride, then you'll be unfocused, impatient, you'll have scattered energy, you'll feel held back, you'll be frustrated by your circumstances. You'll be emotionally unavailable. You don't want to be emotionally unavailable because most of you Aquariuses, you want love like everybody else. But you're not going to be able to get love if you're emotionally unavailable. Love is not just about financial things. Love is not just about looking good. Love is about an emotional connection. So if you desire love and you know you the type that is not are not emotional, that's where the connection of love actually starts to grow. It doesn't start to grow because you can provide for the person or because you look good. It's an emotional connect. So if you know for whatever reason it's hard for you to tap into your emotions, that's something you're going to need to heal about yourself so that love can come in. And not only can it come in, but when it arrives, you embrace it and know how to nurture it and take care of it. But you're going to be fine, Aquarius. So what we don't see coming is the Ace of Cups. That's the near future too. That's what we don't see coming. So that's a little farther out. But nonetheless, it'll be coming. Let's see what that's talking about. Some of you are going to find some new connections, new romantic relationships. So that means if something's just not working out, it's okay because new things will be coming your way. Newfound emotions, awakening of the heart, joy, positive outcomes, oneness, bliss, creativity. The Spirit is saying, make sure you make time to nurture yourself and don't repress your emotions and open up to the possibility of love. So Aquarius, if you had a past situation where it has something, because a lot of your stuff is dealing a lot with love, it seems, your cards. A lot of y'all got love on the brain. If you had a past situation that didn't work out and you looked at the situation and you saw there were certain things you could have done differently, and I don't know why, but I feel like my spirit is telling me a lot of y'all were emotionally detached from the situation, which left the other person confused on how much you truly loved them. Go back and open up and show your true self. Now, they may be too hurt to accept that if you hurt them, but good thing about it is you've learned from it, you've grown from it, and then in your future situations, you'll be able to know to do better next time around. Or you may go back and maybe that's all they was waiting for you to do. Is show your authentic self and stop hiding that soft, beautiful side of you that the world needs to see. Aquarius, this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it brings you peace and enlightenment. Again, thank you for joining in with Inspire You More Tarot. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you would like to leave a donation, you can cash at me at Inspire Her More. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Be blessed.